General Laws is in session. We're going to take the roll. The clerk will close the roll. We have a quorum, 17 present. Thank you. First, we're going to start with Delegate Maldonado, House Bill 678. And my understanding is there's a, Chair Simon, do you want to handle this?
Sure. So,
Okay.
Mr. Chair, members of the subcommittee, I think we had thought that there was an error and then discovered that the language that we dealt with at subcommittee is actually the intended language for the patron. So this bill requires a landlord who owns more than 4 rental dwelling units or more than 10% interest in more than 4 dwelling units.
Mr. Chairman, I'm going to move the substitute because we still have to move that. Okay.
Yeah, move the subcommittee substitute.
All right. It's been moved to second. All those in favor of substitute,
Aye.
say aye. Opposed? All right. Thank you, Chairman.
And so again, with the substitute, what this bill does is it requires landlords to allow a tenant no less than 30 days to inform the landlord of the tenant's intent to renew the rental agreement or vacate the dwelling unit in cases where the landlord provides the tenant with written notice of an increase in the rent for the subsequent rental term. Subcommittee recommended reporting with substitute by a vote of 10-0, and I so move.
Chairman, before we go to the motion, I've got a little bit of a correction to make, and I apologize. This is a communication gap on my side. So what I understand we have, so what has happened in this bill is we did have the hearing in subcommittee with what the substitute that we just, which is before us now, but that's not the substitute that you want. So you want to bring a new substitute right now. Am I correct?
Yes, Mr. Chair, I was confused about what Chair Simon just said. We did have language that we were going to bring last time we were here that builds in an extra cushion. So the totality of the days is 90 days, which gives people more time to figure out their housing situation. But it still gives the 60 days that are in there, but it gives an additional 30 to start looking. So it doesn't change anything else beyond that. There is peace in the valley. We have worked it out through everybody, and there is agreement.
Okay, so we'll withdraw the
So
motion.
move to having voted on the prevailing side by which we adopted the subcommittee substitute. I move that we reconsider that vote.
All right, all of those in favor of, it's a voice vote, correct?
Yep.
Yep, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we have now, we're with you. You're going to now give us the new substitute, which you just described. So I'm going to ask for a motion to adopt the new substitute.
Move the new substitute.
Okay, it's been moved and second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, now I am going to ask committee members if they have any questions regarding the new substitute.
Mr. Chair.
Yeah, who is?
Delegate Simon.
Delegate Simon, sorry.
So I know we don't normally take testimony or anything, but can I get like a show of hands or something? There's been a representation that this has got peace in the valley, and I believe Delegate Maldonado when she says that. I'm just looking for some nodding heads to confirm it. I see the nodding heads, so I'm satisfied. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, Chair Simon is satisfied. So then I'm going to ask the clerk to open the roll.
We need a motion.
Do we?
Move to report.
It's been moved and to report the new substitute and seconded. Clerk will open the roll. Thank you, Delegate Maldonado. Your bill reports 18-0.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the committee.
Delegate Delaney hated that bill.
I tried to vote. It was lit up here, Mr. Chair, so I don't know. It might be an issue with my board.
That's okay. All right,
Chair Simon
Mr.
has
Chairman.
5 bills.
We now have some bills to be reported on the contested calendar. I'm sorry, House Bill 864 from Delegate Cousins. There was a motion to incorporate that bill into HB 122 from Delegate Keys-Gamarra, and I so move.
It's been moved and seconded. That is a voice vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, that has been incorporated into House Bill 122.
All right, so Mr. Chair, House Bill 122 from Delegate Keys-Gamarra prohibits any person from manufacturing, selling, delivering, offering for sale, or using in connection with a consumer transaction any cosmetic product that contains certain ingredients that are listed in the bill. The bill provides that a violation of its provisions constitute a prohibited practice under the Virginia Consumer Protection Act. Subcommittee recommended reporting with substitute. I move the subcommittee substitute.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right. So we have the motion now to...
So the subcommittee recommended reporting with substitute by a vote of 9-1, and I so move, but I think somebody wants to talk about it.
Okay, we have a question. Hold on. Go ahead, Delegate.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Just don't want to slow the train up too much, but I have a concern, the way it's written, that a small retailer would get caught selling something with those products in it, not knowing. And I was just wanted to make sure, and my concerns were not alleviated yet from talking with council, that isn't the issue. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're taking a look at the bill here real quickly.
I do.
Mr. Chair?
Yeah, Delegate Simon.
I'd say the bill does contain certain exceptions for folks who will be in violation for selling trace amounts or was manufactured through a process that intended to comply with the provisions. So it doesn't have a carve out for small retailers or anything like that. So it may not address all the delegates' concerns, but we did hear testimony about that issue and heard that question at subcommittee, and the subcommittee nevertheless recommended reporting by a vote of 9-1, and I so move.
Okay, and let me say to Delegate Bloxham, this obviously has a long way to go yet going through the Senate, so there might be another opportunity to perfect it. All right, it's been moved and seconded. The clerk will open the roll. Delegate Simon?
Yeah, I should vote.
The clerk will close the roll. The bill reports with substitute 20-1. Delegate Simon.
All right, we got your bill, Delegate Krizak, House Bill 375, and I understand that due to a technical error, the subcommittee voted on a substitute that was put online that was the wrong version that was uploaded to the LIS system that we were looking at. So although we discussed the correct version, we talked about it as if we were talking about the right version, what was posted for the public was different. So I think what we need to do is probably move a committee substitute.
Reject the,
So we're going to move the committee substitute, but what we want to do is reject, the vote should be to reject the committee
So
substitute.
move the subcommittee substitute with the recommendation that the committee reject it.
Okay, and that is a recorded vote, correct?
Voice.
No.
Voice.
Voice vote. All right, so all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Oh, yeah, no.
No.
No. No.
So the chair is in doubt. No, I'm just kidding. It was a no. With the chair is clearly it was a no vote. All right. So with substitute's been rejected, and now we need to put on the correct substitute that was not online, but it was the one that the members had in front of them at the last meeting. So the
Move
committee.
the new committee substitute that's correct.
All right. It's been moved and seconded. The clerk will open the roll.
And now is to move the substitute. Okay, that's a voice vote.
Oh, we have to. I'm sorry. That's a voice vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. So.
All right, so now the bill, Mr. Chairman, the bill with substitute provides for a right of first refusal under the Manufactured Home Lot Rental Act for residential entities defined in the bill and localities in which a manufactured home park is located when a manufactured home park owners enter into a contract to sell such manufactured home park. Subcommittee recommended reporting by a vote of 9-1, and I so move.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded. The clerk will open the roll. All right, the bill reports with the correct substitute, which we described at the subcommittee meeting the other day, 20-1. Thank you, Delegate Simon.
All right, Mr. Chairman, next up is House Bill 379 from Delegate Bennett Parker. This provides that prior to requesting or collecting any payment or information about a prospective tenant, A landlord shall first notify the prospective tenant in writing or by posting in a manner accessible to a prospective tenant certain information regarding the rental application process. Also provides the landlord shall use the information contained in an application to evaluate an application for eligibility for all dwelling units that the landlord owns in the Commonwealth. And if a landlord fails to review,
Let's do the substitutes at the beginning, if you don't mind.
sorry.
I'm sorry.
move the substitute.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right.
All right, sorry about that.
That's
So,
okay.
the bill, again, provides that the landlord shall use this information contained in the application to evaluate the applicant for eligibility for any dwelling unit the landlord owns in the Commonwealth. And if a landlord fails to review an application for any reason, the landlord shall refund any application fee paid on behalf of the applicant. Subcommittee recommended reporting by a vote of 6-3, and I so move. I will say I spoke with Delegate Bennett Parker about this earlier, and I know that there's some further amendments that she's working on with members of VAMA and AOBA, and she is committed to continue to work on that. I think they're very close to something that might get this a better vote. But for the moment, I think the recommendation is to move forward with the bill as reported, and I so move.
Thank you. Delegate Chair Simon, it's been moved and seconded. The clerk will open the roll. The clerk will close the roll. The bill reports with substitute 15-6. Chair Simon.
Move the House Bill 1178 has a subcommittee substitute, and I move the committee substitute.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, the substitutes before us.
All right,
Bill is
finally
substituted.
figured it out for the last bill of the block. All right, House Bill 1178 from Delegate Pope Adams provides that an inspection performed by an authorized septic inspector as defined in the bill may include flow testing, dye testing, camera scoping, inspection of readily accessible system components, sludge or scum treatment, hydraulic load testing, and so forth. Bill also provides that system components are not considered readily accessible if it requires removal of the surface material exceeding 24 inches in depth. Subcommittee recommended reporting with substitute by a vote of 9-1, and I so move.
Thank you. It's been moved and reported with substitute. The clerk will open the roll. The clerk will close the roll. It's Bill 1178 reports with substitute 21-0.
Thank you,
Chair
Mr.
Simon.
Chairman. We now have a block of 3 votes that were reported unanimously. I move the substitutes and amendments to all 3 bills in that block.
The substitute's been moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, Chair Simon.
All right. Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, House Bill 518 from Delegate Martinez prohibits a video streaming service defined in the bill that serves consumers residing in the Commonwealth from transmitting the audio of a commercial advertisement at a louder volume than the video content the advertisement accompanies, consistent with regulations adopted by the FCC pursuant to Federal Commercial Advertisement Loudness Mitigation Act, the CALM Act. Subcommittee recommended reporting with substitute by a vote of 10-0, and I so move.
Second.
Are we going to move the block together?
Oh, sorry, you're right, yeah. And then we
House
keep
Bill
going.
951.
Yeah, I've not been doing this for very long, Mr. Chairman.
That's okay.
House Bill 951 from Delegate Lopez requires the Board of Housing and Community Development to evaluate and vote on all proposals brought forth in the ad hoc committee convened by the board to advise on proposed changes to statewide building and fire regulations during a regular meeting of the board, including proposals for which the ad hoc committee did not reach a consensus. Subcommittee recommended reporting by a vote of 10-0. And House Bill 1043 from Delegate Carr, the last bill in this block, directs the Department of Housing and Community Development to review all applications for the Affordable and Special Needs Housing Program and formally notify each applicant of an award or denial no later than 75 days after the application submission deadline. Again, the subcommittee recommended reporting all of those by a vote of 10-0,
Okay.
and I so move.
All right. It's been moved and seconded that we report the block, the uncontested block, as amended. The clerk will open the roll. The clerk will close the roll. Those 3 bills report 21-0.
All right, Mr. Chairman, the next block is bills that need to be reported and referred to appropriations. I move House Bill 374 is your bill. I move the committee substitute.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
All right, Mr. Chairman, this bill requires landlords subject to the Manufactured Home Lot Rental Act to include on the first page of a written rental agreement an itemization of all charges to the tenant, along with a statement that states no additional deposits, fees, or rent shall be charged unless they are listed below, except for those included in a separate valid written contract signed by the landlord and the tenant. A violation of the provisions constitutes a violation of the Virginia Consumer Protection Act. The bill also prohibits an owner or operator from increasing the annual lot rent of a tenant at the time of renewal if the Manufactured Housing Committee has received a notice of violation, building, fire code, or inspection report listing violations of habitability from the locality where the committee operates, and the notice of violation remains unresolved. Subcommittee recommended reporting and with substitute and referring to appropriations by a vote of 7-3, and I so move.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. The clerk will open the roll. The clerk will close the roll. The bill reports 15-6 and it's referred to appropriations. Chair Simon.
Okay, House Bill 527 also has a subcommittee substitute. I move the subcommittee substitute.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Chair
All right.
Simon.
House Bill 527 from Delegate McClure establishes the eviction reduction program within the Department of Housing and Community Development to promote housing stability, identify barriers that contribute to eviction filings, and provide interventions to prevent or divert evictions. The bill directs the department to develop criteria and guidelines necessary to administer the program and to work in collaboration with the eviction diversion program. The bill requires the department to report annually to the General Assembly regarding the program. Subcommittee recommended reporting with substitute and referring to the Committee on Appropriations by a vote of 8-2, and I so move.
Second.
All right, the clerk will open the roll. The clerk will close the roll. The bill reports and is referred to appropriations on a vote of 17-4. Chair Simon.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Next is House Bill 999, and that has a substitute as well. I move the subcommittee substitute.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, substitute bills before us.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Hold on.
House Bill 999.
999. Sorry, I want to make sure the summary I've got looks like the substitute. So, Mr. Chairman, House Bill 999 provides that it's an unlawful discriminatory practice for any person to deploy,
Is there a
use.
substitute?
Did I move the substitute?
I don't know, maybe you did. Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead, sorry.
Provides, it's an unlawful discriminatory practice for any person to deploy, use, or rely on any automated decision system to make a decision pursuant to the Virginia Human Rights Act provisions related to equal credit opportunities of the Virginia Fair Housing Law that result in discrimination or unlawful disparate impact with an intentionally or knowingly used variables or data fields that serve as close proxies for protected characteristics. I think the substitute actually kind of narrowed that down a little bit and just requires a review of any automated decision system decision by a natural person. And so with that substitute, the subcommittee recommended reporting. I'm sorry?
It's this is a new substitute. This is so we have a situation like we had earlier. So we need to we
Check the subcommittee.
so hold on. Delegate Cole, I see you want to speak?
Yes, Madam Chair. Mr. Chair,
Chair,
I'm sorry. Mr. Chair, we worked on some language with the stakeholders to tighten it up, and I believe council should have the new substitute language.
All right, before we go to the new substitute,
Sorry.
so right now it's in the posture of it's been recommended to subcommittee by the subcommittee chair, but we haven't voted on it.
You want to reject the
So why don't we vote to reject the subcommittee substitute and then we'll
Adopt the new.
Move to reject the substitute.
Well, move
Well,
to
no,
substitute
it's
and
just-
ask the members vote no.
Yeah,
right. So
anyway.
okay. So all those in favor of the subcommittee substitute signify by saying aye. Opposed?
No.
No.
Okay. All right. Now we have a motion to
Move to adopt the new committee substitute.
And now and delegate. So it's been moved and seconded, properly seconded. Seconded. All right. Moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right. We've got the new substitute, and Delegate Cole, you're going to explain that.
Yeah, I was going to say, let him do it.
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Chair. The substitute applies only to creditors making decisions on applications for credit. It defines automatic decision systems to include AI and machine learning-based processes used in that context, and it requires that when such a system is used, a human must review and approve the creditor's final action before it is taken. This codifies accountability in an increasing automated world. The bill as substituted will work in conjunction with existing civil rights and anti-discrimination laws, reinforcing the human role in discriminatory actions and credit decisions, regardless of whether those decisions are made by people or by systems.
All right, thank you, Delegate Cole. I'm going to ask the committee if they have any questions, any comments, because this is a new substitute. Is there anybody in the audience? Anybody? I'm going to ask if anybody in the audience is for the substitute.
Mr. Chairman, Dave Alba, on behalf of Virginia Mortgage Bankers, Delegate Cole worked with the industry, and the bill's in good shape right now.
Thank you. Thank you, former Delegate Alba.
Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, Matt Breeding with Virginia Bankers Association. Just want to associate our comments with former Delegate Albo and appreciate the delegate and his staff working through the bill and the substitute in front of you. We can support. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anybody wish to speak against? Okay. Seeing that, we have a motion.
Move to report with substitute and refer to appropriations. Right, does that have to go upstairs? Yep.
Does it have to go upstairs? Do we have a letter?
Yes.
Okay, it's good. Refer, report, refer. All right, the clerk will open the roll. The clerk will close the roll. Your bill reports with the new substitute to appropriations 21-0.
And finally, let's see, finally for this block, Mr. Chairman, House Bill 1042 from Delegate Carr has a subcommittee amendment. I move the committee amendment.
Committee amendments before us. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
All right,
Chair
Mr.
Simon.
Chair, as amended, what the bill does is it creates the zoning for a housing production pilot program to be administered by the Department of Housing and Community Development. To be eligible for a grant from the program, an eligible locality, as named in the bill, is required to make a change to its zoning policies to allow for by right development that is expected to further the goal of creating and maintaining mixed-income communities, affordable housing, and moderately priced housing as those terms are defined in the bill. The department is required to establish certain guidelines for the program and notify eligible localities no later than February 1st, 2027. The bill has a sunset of July 1st, 2029. Subcommittee recommended reporting with amendment and referring to the Committee on Appropriations by a vote of 10-0, and I so move.
All right, it's been moved and seconded that we report House Bill 1042. The clerk will open the roll as amended. The clerk will close the roll. The bill reports 21-0.
And Mr. Chairman, finally, I've got 3 bills that the subcommittee recommended be continued to 2027 pursuant to Rule 2022. I'd like to move those in a block. House Bill 314 from Delegate Waxman on the Uniform Statewide Building Code, homeowners who live off the grid. House Bill 377 from Delegate Bennett Parker, Uniform Statewide Building Code amendments for energy efficiency and conservation. And House Bill 1509, another Uniform Statewide Building Code bill for regulations that are superseding exemptions. Subcommittee recommended continuing those 3 bills to 2027. And
Thank you, Delegate Simon.
So move.
Has it been seconded?
Second.
All right, that's a voice vote. So all those in favor of continuing those 3 bills until next year, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, those bills are carried over to 2027.
And that completes my report, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Thank you. Well done. That was a long afternoon last week. You did a great job. All right, we have Chair Torian, ABC Gaming Subcommittee report. And you have 1 bill that reported with the substitute, correct?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
And it's got to go to approps.
Yes. So, Mr. Chairman, I move the substitute.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, the substitute's before us.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, HB 980 with the substitute, the Alcohol Beverage Control Volunteer No-Buy Program, court ordered inclusion on list of excluded persons, requires the Board of Directors of the Virginia Alcoholic Beverage Control Authority to establish and implement a volunteer no-buy program which allows a person to agree to refrain from purchasing any alcoholic beverage for a chosen period of 2 years, 5 years, or a lifetime. The bill provides that the name of the person participating in the program shall be included on the list of excluded persons and that the personal information of the participant shall be confidential with dissemination by the board limited to persons authorized to sell alcoholic beverages, law enforcement officers acting in the performance of the official duties, and any other parties that the board deems necessary for purposes of enforcement. The bill also provides that a court may order any person to be placed on the list of excluded persons as a condition probation or suspension of sentence or upon a conviction of certain enumerated alcohol-related offenses. The subcommittee recommended reported on a vote to 8-0 and with one abstention, and I so move that would be reported and referred to appropriation.
Thank you, Chairman. So Bill 980 is before us, and it's been moved to report with the substitute to appropriations. The clerk will open the roll. Okay, took a while, but they all voted for you. 21-0. Delegate Garrett, your bill reports and is referred to appropriations. Thank you. Thank you, Chair Torian. I think that's it.
Yes, sir.
Now we have Chair Delaney.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. First, we have a block of uncontested bills. First is House Bill 514, patroned by Delegate Martinez. This bill establishes an outreach program to ensure military service members transitioning from military to civilian life, veterans, members of the Virginia National Guard, residents of the Commonwealth in the Armed Forces Reserve, and their family members can easily access federal, state, and local benefits and other programs and services available to them. The bill requires that the outcomes be published in the annual report submitted to the Secretary of Veterans and Defense Affairs, the Governor, and the General Assembly. Next in the block, we'll move the substitute.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay.
All right, so House Bill 1047, patroned by Delegate Carr, repeals duplicative provisions related to the duties of the Commissioner of the Department of Veteran Services with respect to the Virginia War Memorial Foundation and any other nonprofit corporation established as an instrumentally to provide funding for the Virginia War Memorial. Sorry, I need my glasses. Those reported unanimously. It might be worse. Reported unanimously from the subcommittee, and I so move.
Delegate Delaney reports the two bills in a block, and the clerk will open the rolls.
No, I do have some. It was just like, what am I seeing? It's tiny text.
The clerk will close the roll. The bills report 21-0. Chair Delaney.
Right, thank you, Mr. Chair. Next are bills that were recommended reporting and referring to appropriations. First, we have House Bill 551, patroned by Delegate Anderson. This bill directs the Department of Workforce Development and Advancement to establish an accreditation pathway for non-degree workforce training programs. When we heard this bill in subcommittee, it did report 6-3, but however, there were some concerns raised by certain stakeholders that we hope that another time between the subcommittee and full committee might give the opportunity to reach peace in the valley. But my understanding is that this bill does continue to need a little bit more work. So I'm going to make a substitute motion from that came out of the subcommittee to carry over this bill to 2027.
It's been moved to carry it over. Do we have a second? It's been seconded. All those in favor of carrying over House Bill 551 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, House Bill 551 has been carried over until next year.
Right, thank you, Mr. Chair. Next, we have House Bill 707, patroned by Delegate Hayes. This bill prohibits a public body from maintaining an official website for use by the public with a domain other than a .gov domain. The bill provides that any email address that a public body provides to its employees shall utilize a .gov domain. The bill has a delayed effective date of July 1st, 2027. The subcommittee recommended reporting and referring to appropriations by a vote of 5-4, and I so move.
We have to adopt the
Oh, I'm
substitute.
sorry. I move the substitute.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The substitute bill is before us, and you want to make that motion again?
Yes, Mr. Chair. The subcommittee recommend reporting and referring to the substitute 5-4 to appropriations. I so move.
All right. The clerk will open the roll for House Bill 707.
Mr. Chair.
Yeah, sorry. Delegate Price.
Yeah, I just had a question. Did you all discuss any of the potential cost to any of the agencies with this one?
Mr. Chair, I would answer that yes. The cost was a concern that was raised during the committee meeting, that there are several entities that use alternate email addresses and website domains. And the patrons' response was largely around the enactment date, giving them some time to explore that, but recognizing that cost would be a concern for some. There was some discussion about expanding the options for the domain names. However, the patrons' intent seemed to be around ensuring that the domains were such that not just anyone could buy, something that was .gov that came with some level of documentation be required to get them. So there would be a cost to localities, and that was discussed as a concern, and this bill would be referred to appropriations.
Thank you. Any further questions? Delegate Price? All right, okay. All right, it's been moved and seconded that we report and refer House Bill 707. The clerk will open the roll. Clerk will close the roll. The bill reports 11 to 10 and referred to appropriations.
All right.
Delegate Delaney.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Last bill in this appropriations block is House Bill 1514, patroned by Delegate Tran. This bill provides that the Director of the Department of Human Resources Management shall require any state agency that uses an automated decision system as a substantial factor in any employment decision, ensure that such system and the use of such system complies with federal and state law. It makes certain disclosures, that it provides an opt-out mechanism, annually tests the system, and ensures data security, as well as train agency staff on the system. The bill requires the Department of Local Government employers to establish and publicize a process for applicants for employment and employees to file concerns and complaints regarding the use of automated decision systems in such employment decisions, and a process for the investigation and resolution of any such concerns and complaints. The bill also provides that no final employment decision shall be made by an employer without the involvement of a human decision maker, and no employer shall solely use any recommendations or prediction from an automated decision system to make a final employment decision. And the bill does subject violations of this to employers to civil penalties. It did recommend reporting and referring to appropriations by a vote of 8-0, and I so move.
All right, the bill's been properly moved and seconded. Report and refer House Bill 1514. The clerk will open the rolls. The clerk will close the rolls. The bill reports and refers appropriations 21-0. Chair Delaney.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And the final block from our subcommittee are recommendations for bills to be continued. First, we have House Bill 1507, patroned by Delegate Phillips. This bill deals with Fraud, Abuse, the Whistleblower Protection Act, and the Auditor of Public Accounts. And then we have House Bill 1520, patroned by Delegate Whittle, that addresses military and spouse employment and economic opportunities. We did move that, the committee did move that both of those bills be continued to 2027, and I so move.
It's been moved and seconded that we continue these two bills to 2027. That's a voice vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, those two bills are continued to 2027. And that concludes our agenda, and we will have on Thursday, we will flip the schedule. So what we'll have first is, instead of general laws going first, we will have the housing subcommittee will go first, and then we'll have a half-hour break to get prepared, and then we will have the full committee, and that'll be our last committee before crossover. And, and right now, as soon as this committee ends, we're going to have the ABC subcommittee, and after ABC subcommittee, we're going to have 15 minutes, and then we're going to break, and then we're going to have the special committee number 5 coming up. So stay in your seats, and we're going to be ready in just a few minutes. Do I have a motion to? All right, it's been moved and seconded. We are adjourned.